September 1982. NBC's newest sitcom premiered to an audience so small, it ranked 74th out of 77 shows. 11 years later, the whole country tuned in to watch that same show say goodbye. The most watched single TV episode of the entire 1990s. But behind the biggest comeback in sitcom history, one cast member was falling asleep on set between takes. Not from boredom. He was numbing himself with whatever he could find, trying to forget the night he had to identify his 18-year-old sister in Colorado. Before we count down, I need to know, who were you sitting next to when that theme song played? Drop a comment. I read every single one. This is the cast of Cheers, then and now. Number 11. A Zamboni killed him. That is how the writers of Cheers chose to end Eddie Lebec, Carla's husband. A Boston Bruins goalie on the downside of his career. The man behind Eddie was Jay Thomas, a top-rated morning radio host at Power 106 in Los Angeles. As the story goes, Thomas bragged on air that working on Cheers was easy. The writers heard it, and Eddie Lebec met the business end of a Zamboni. Away from Cheers, Thomas won 2 Emmy Awards for Outstanding Guest Actor on Murphy Brown. He left us in 2017 at the age of 69. When Nicholas Colasanto left us in February 1985, the show was still filming season 3. The rest of the cast could not fly from California to Rhode Island and back in time. One person went anyway, John Ratzenberger, the only Cheers cast member at Coach's funeral. You know him as Cliff Clavin, the mailman who knew everything about nothing. But Cliff almost never existed. Ratzenberger auditioned for Norm and did not get it. On his way out, he asked the producers one question. Do you have a bar know-it-all? They did not. So they built one around the man who pitched the idea. Before Cheers, Ratzenberger played Major Bren Derlin in The Empire Strikes Back. After Cheers, he became Pixar's good luck charm. He voiced a character in every Pixar film from Toy Story to onward. 22 consecutive films. Ham the Piggy Bank, The Yeti, The Underminer, Mac the Truck. He is 79 today. But Cliff Clavin never sat at that bar alone. The man on the next stool had the most famous entrance in sitcom history. What does it take to land the role of a lifetime with a single word? George Wendt sat down. The producers said a name. He answered. And for 11 years, every single episode, an entire bar screamed, "Norm!" the moment he walked through the door. 275 episodes, 6 consecutive Emmy nominations. When Cheers ranked dead last in the ratings, 2 actors playing barflies kept coming back. Every episode. Norm and Cliff gave the show its heartbeat. But Cheers still needed one more gamble to become the #1 show in America. That gamble is coming. Off-screen, Wendt married his Second City sweetheart, Bernadette Burkett. She later voiced Norm's never-seen wife, Vera, on the show. And their nephew? Ted Lasso himself, Jason Sudeikis. George Wendt left us in his sleep on May 20th, 2025. He was 76. At number 8, a woman who walked onto the Cheers set planning to leave after 1 episode. She stayed for 8 seasons. First, a ballet dancer. She enrolled at Juilliard for dance at 17, left after 1 year, called it a stifling creative environment. Then, Broadway. In 1986, Bebe Neuwirth won her first Tony for Sweet Charity. Then, television. That same year, she auditioned for a 1-episode guest spot on Cheers. Dr. Lilith Sternin, the coldest woman in any Boston bar. She had no interest in doing TV, but the writers loved writing for her. One episode became 8 seasons. 2 Emmys followed, 1990 and 1991. When Cheers ended, she went straight back to the stage, won a second Tony for Velma Kelly in Chicago in 1997, needed hip replacement surgery in 2006, returned to Broadway on her 48th birthday. In 2024, she earned yet another Tony nomination for Cabaret. At 67, she holds 2 Emmys and 2 Tonys. The dancer who quit Juilliard never stopped moving. But the next story is about a man who hid how sick he really was. From everyone. Number 7. During season 3, the producers started hiding cue cards under the bar. One actor could no longer remember his lines. He wrote his dialogue on cocktail napkins instead. And nobody in that cast knew he was dying. Before Cheers, Nicholas Colasanto was not looking for his big break. He was a veteran television director, more than 100 episodes. Bonanza, Columbo, Starsky and Hutch, Hawaii Five-0. He had acted in Raging Bull for Scorsese, in Family Plot for Hitchcock. He was preparing to retire when the producers offered him Coach Ernie Pantusso, the lovable, confused bartender who stumbled into wisdom by accident. Ted Danson would later call Coach the heart and soul of the show. By season 3, the weight loss was visible. Colasanto kept the truth from the entire cast. Shortly after Christmas 1984, he was admitted to the hospital, water in his lungs. His doctor said, "Do not go back to work." His last full episode was filmed in late November 1984. He never returned to the set. On February 12, 1985, Nicholas Colasanto left us while watching television. Alone. He had just turned 61. He had kept a photograph of the Apache leader Geronimo in his dressing room. A good luck charm. After he was gone, the cast hung that photograph on the wall of the Cheers bar. It stayed there for 8 years. In the final scene of the series finale, May 1993, Ted Danson walks over to that wall. He straightens the Geronimo photograph. Then he turns off the lights for the last time. The writers never recast the role. They let Coach pass away too. And the kid who replaced him behind the bar? He cried real tears during his audition when they told him Coach was gone. We will meet him at number 2. And what you learn about his family will change everything you think you know about the happiest guy on Cheers. Number 6 did not find fame first. She found love. In 1971, a young woman from Brooklyn went to see a friend in a play. She was not there to meet anyone, but one of the actors in that cast was Danny DeVito. 2 weeks later, they moved in together. Some things just don't need a long audition. They married in 1982. That same year, Rhea Perlman walked into the Cheers bar as Carla Tortelli, the sharpest tongue in Boston. Over 11 seasons, Perlman collected 10 Emmy nominations. She won 4. 1984, 1985, 1986, and 1989. More wins and more nominations than any other Cheers cast member. In 1996, she and DeVito played the dreadful Wormwood parents in Matilda. He directed, she delivered. In 2023, she took on Ruth Handler, the woman who created Barbie, in the Barbie film. After more than 30 years of marriage, Perlman and DeVito separated in 2017. They never filed for divorce. They still work together. And here is one detail you might have missed. Her father, Philip Perlman, appeared in over 30 episodes of Cheers, playing a bar regular, under his real name, Phil. She is 78. Coming up, The gamble. The woman NBC bet everything on after Shelley Long walked away. And why she left us far too soon. Number 5. December 2022. Ted Danson was sitting on an airplane. He did something he rarely does. He watched an old episode of Cheers. Kirstie Alley was in it. 30 years had passed since they filmed that episode together. She still made him laugh. When he stepped off that plane, he learned she was gone. She was the gamble. Rewind to 1987. Shelley Long walks out of Cheers after 5 seasons. NBC needed someone who could stand next to Ted Danson and hold the show together. They found a woman from Wichita, Kansas. Her film debut had been Lieutenant Saavik in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. 5 years before Cheers came calling. She had already beaten an addiction before anyone knew her name. Kirstie Alley walked onto the Cheers set as Rebecca Howe. By season 9, Cheers was the #1 show in America. In 1991, Alley won both the Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress and the Golden Globe. Her acceptance speech? She thanked husband Parker Stevenson for giving her the big one. The audience erupted. While still on Cheers, she starred in Look Who's Talking in 1989, and its 2 sequels. After the show ended, she won a second Emmy for the television film David's Mother in 1994. Then, in May 2022, a doctor's visit for a sore back changed everything. Stage 4 colon cancer. 7 months later, on December 5th, Kirstie Alley left us, 71 years old. But before Kirstie ever stepped behind that bar, another woman owned it. She walked away at the peak, and Time magazine had something to say about it. Number 4, probably one of the greatest career stumbles in show business history. That is what Time magazine wrote, about one decision made by one actress in 1987. But before the exit, there was the entrance, and it almost did not happen. Ted Danson later admitted his first reaction at the casting session. "Oh, no, that's a bad idea." Their styles clashed from day one, but that clash became the engine of the entire show. Sam and Diane, the charming ex-pitcher and the overeducated waitress who had no business working in a bar. Over 5 seasons, Shelley Long won 1 Emmy and 2 Golden Globes for Diane Chambers. Then she left. She said she wanted more time with her daughter, Juliana. She starred in Outrageous Fortune, Troop Beverly Hills, the Brady Bunch movie in 1995. She returned for the Cheers series finale and came back 3 more times on Frasier. Years later, she played Dee Dee Pritchett on Modern Family. 8 episodes. Quieter, yes, but still working. Now 76, Shelley Long may have left the bar, but nobody who watched those first 5 seasons ever forgot Diane walking through that door. Seeing Diane again takes you straight back, doesn't it? Tell me in the comments, did you want Sam and Diane to work out in the end? Or were you relieved when she left? Be honest. I want to hear it. In 1968, a man walked out of his family's home in Houston. His son was 7 years old. The man did not come back. Years later, the boy heard a name on the radio, Charles V. Harrelson. He asked his mother. She confirmed it. Charles Harrelson had been convicted of assassinating federal judge John H. Wood, Jr. in San Antonio. It was the first assassination of a federal judge in the 20th century. 2 life sentences. He once claimed he had also assassinated President Kennedy. He later took it back. That boy grew up. He walked into an audition for Cheers. The producers told him a character named Coach had passed away. He broke down in tears. Nobody asked him to do that. The tears were real. He got the part. His name was Woody Harrelson. On Cheers, he became Woody Boyd, the wide-eyed kid from Indiana who showed up as Coach's pen pal and never left. 8 seasons behind the bar. Then came the movies. 3 Academy Award nominations. The People vs. Larry Flynt in 1996. The Messenger in 2009. 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri in 2017. Throughout those years, Harrelson visited his father in prison. He spent more than $2 million in legal fees trying to get him a new trial. It did not work. Charles Harrelson passed away in his cell in 2007. Woody turns 65 next month. And now, the name you have been waiting for since the very first second of this video. Number 1. At the top of this video, I told you about a man falling asleep on the Cheers set, numbing himself with cocaine and alcohol, trying to forget the night he identified his 18-year-old sister in Colorado. His name is Kelsey Grammer. He was 13 when his father was shot in St. Thomas. He was 20 when his sister Karen was kidnapped and murdered in Colorado Springs. He identified her body. Then he told their mother. He was 25 when 2 of his half-brothers went scuba diving in the Virgin Islands. Neither one came back. And somewhere inside all of that, he played a man named Frasier Crane, a pompous, brilliant, impossibly warm psychiatrist who walked into the Cheers bar in 1984. He stayed for 9 seasons. Then he got his own show. Frasier ran for 11 seasons on NBC, 4 Emmys, 2 Golden Globes. He voiced Sideshow Bob on The Simpsons. That earned him a 5th Emmy. In 2023, Grammer returned as Frasier Crane once more for a revival on Paramount+. Over 20 years playing the same character across 3 different series, he tied the record held by James Arness on Gunsmoke, the longest-running live-action character in American primetime. He named his daughter Spencer Karen, after his sister. Born February 21, 1955, Alan Kelsey Grammer is 71 today. Remember the man who kept falling asleep on the set of Cheers? The one drowning in grief that nobody around him could see. He woke up every time it was his turn, stood up, walked to his mark, and made an entire country laugh for over 20 years. Before we go, a moment for the 4 who left us along the way. Nicholas Colasanto, our coach, 1985. Jay Thomas, Eddie Lebec, 2017. Kirstie Alley, Rebecca Howe, 2022. George Wendt, Norm Peterson, 2025. The bar stool is empty, but their voices never left that room. 11 seasons, 28 Emmys, a bar that started dead last and became the place an entire generation came home to on Thursday nights. Which of these stories stayed with you the longest today? Is there one show from back then that still makes everything feel all right? The moment you hear those opening notes, you know the one. Put it in the comments. I read every single one. Thank you for being here.